What's going on, y'all? Hope everybody's well. Praying for everybody, the whole bit. Obviously, some pretty tough times right now. Um, we did a lot on First Take last week with the whole Tom Brady uh, suspense, wondering what he was going to do, whether he was going to stay in New England or not. He ends up leaving, going to Tampa. Props to him, $25 million a year, $4.5 million in incentives per. Potentially $59 million over 2 years, $50 million guaranteed. Can't sweat that. Got to give him a lot of mad love. But before I get into any kind of sports, let me just remind everybody the importance at this particular moment in time of social distancing, making sure you do what you can um, to remain cool and safe. This coronavirus is no joke. We seeing people out on the beach in South Beach. We seeing people out on the beach in Georgia. What the hell are y'all doing? Right now, we don't know the cause. There's no vaccine. There's not enough tests that are available to be conducted. All of this stuff is no joke. This is not a time to be sitting around playing around, taking chances like that, because you ain't taking chances with just yourself. You're taking chances with other people's lives. So let's be courteous. Let's be thoughtful about that. Let's think about that long and hard. And let's go from there. All right? Let's think about that for a second here. Okay? And just do what we can. Do our small part. We ain't doctors. We're not medical professionals. We got to rely on them. But we can do our small little part. It don't mean you can't go outside. You can't go for a fresh walk or anything like that. It just means that when you out, practice social distancing. Wash your damn hands. Don't be nasty. How about that? Okay? Wash your damn hands. Try not to go near people. Try not to touch people. That shouldn't be hard to do. It really, really shouldn't, particularly in this day and time. That's all I'm trying to say. Anyway, um, having said all of that, once again, back to Tom Brady, props to him. Not a bad spot for him to go to Tampa. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, O.J. Howard, Cameron Brate. They got a crew offensively with Bruce Arians and Byron Leftwich calling plays. I mean, hey, and Tom Brady knowing how to do what he does. Buccaneers defense was pretty decent second half of the season. Um, Eighth in defensive efficiency overall. Look, what's the deal? They got a chance. New Orleans still the favorites in the NFC South as far as I'm concerned. Still the favorites. But nevertheless, you just never know. He got a chance. He got a chance. So I'm just looking forward to that. Still pissed off that Dak Prescott didn't get that long-term money. That long-term money. I think he deserved it, but that's just me. Um, we'll see what that bad man Aaron Rodgers does next season. We'll see what Jimmy G, we'll see what he does. And we all know what Patrick Mahomes is capable of doing and what have you. Interesting seeing my man Big Ben Roethlisberger coming back. I like the fact that they picked up Ebron. I really, really do. I like him. Him with Vance McDonald at the tight end spot, dual tight end spots. I mean, dual tight ends, rather, for Big Ben to throw it to. Should help Juju Smith-Schuster. Should help him out. All right, so we'll see. We'll see. We'll also see what's going to happen to Cam Newton. We don't know where Cam Newton's going. I think Chicago will be a nice spot for him, personally. I really, really do. As it pertains to the NBA, let me say this. We should miss LeBron James. We should miss James Harden. We should miss Russell Westbrook. We should miss Steph Curry. We should miss the Greek freak Giannis Antetokounmpo. Hell, we should miss Pascal Siakam. We should miss everybody. We should miss everybody. Because I've never in my life awakened and didn't have one single sporting event to look at. Ever. It's never happened. It's never happened. It's downright depressing. But y'all keep it lively. Just being here right now with all of these people in on Twitter and Periscope, to seeing these questions come in and these comments coming in, everybody's starving for the same thing, man. And I love it. I love it. It makes me want to get up and do First Take tomorrow. It makes me want to get up and go after it because y'all inspire me. Y'all got a whole bunch of questions. Everything can't be about the coronavirus. We know it is. We know that's what really, really matters. Please don't get me wrong. But from the president to the rest of the federal government to the state and local government officials, all we could do is our part. The rest has to be up to them. They got to find a way, whether it's finding a vaccine or having more facilities available for testing and what have you, whatever it takes. That's something that they got to do. The rest of us, all we could do is our small part to keep alive and keep focused and not allow just atrophy and attrition that just wears down. That's all we could do. That's all we could do. And try to maintain stuff as interesting as possible. Thank God for the NFL. I saw articles where people complained about the NFL choosing to have free agency and not pushing back the business of the NFL. Why? You can conduct business over the phone. What's wrong with that? Oh, people sign it for millions upon millions of dollars. Damn that. I mean, could you imagine if business stopped with the NFL totally? And then the specter of the NFL season was in jeopardy even more so than it already is, and we knew that? Having already seen the NBA suspended, MLB suspended, National Hockey League suspended, the IOC, the International Olympic Committee, I mean, they got to make a decision. And by the way, it shouldn't be in 4 weeks. It should be sooner than that. They got to make a decision. So with all of this stuff going on, I'll be damned if I want to see the NFL go away. I'm glad free agency took place last week. I'm glad it's continuing now. I'm looking forward to the NFL draft. And oh, by the way, I don't want to hear anything about oh, well, if the players are getting drafted, oh my Lord, their parents and their family members and loved ones wouldn't be able to come with them to Vegas to see them walk across the stage. That's what TV's for. Watch it on TV. Watch it on TV. You can walk across the stage by yourself. And oh, by the way, this particular time, you don't need to be hugging on Roger Goodell. Damn the hugs. Go up there when your name is called. You don't even have to shake hands. Elbow, bump, fist, bump, keep it moving. Ain't got to be no crowd like that. For the draft, we'll get over it. But as long as the business of the NFL can be conducted, what's the problem? There's no problem. It can be conducted. By the way, speaking of that, I know that more progress needs to be made before we can have basketball back, before we can have football. I get that. Totally understand that. All right. And oh, by the way, at this particular moment in time, it does not need to be taking place in front of an audience, meaning fans and crowds and attendance. Damn that. No. But I got news for you. You can have baseball. You can have tennis. You can have golf. First of all, you don't need crowds for that. Baseball is playing in front of half-empty stadiums every day anyway during the regular season. Tennis is different, but damn it, you can go out there and play tennis. You ain't got to get in contact with one another with the ball gonna hit you. Golf, please. I'm not saying it's ideal, it's preferable, but can those sports take place without the fans in attendance? Where you just have the TV cameras there and put golf back on the air and put baseball on the air and put tennis on the air. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Hell, you can even have boxing and UFC. Let them get tested before they fight. Make sure both fighters are clean and all the members of their camp. Air that bad boy in front of television cameras and call it a day. I'm not saying it's ideal. I know it's whack to be played without the audience in attendance. I get that. But can it be done? Yes. And oh, by the way, you know what else we got to think about? We shouldn't hear anybody talking about load management issues once this whole matter is resolved. Should we? Load management? Time off? When fans, the paying customer, shows up to a game and then you find out that a star player, I'm not going to mention any names because I'm not trying to cast anybody in a negative light here, but I'm just saying a star player ain't playing and you found out when you arrived at the game after you paid your hard-earned money that they didn't play. Excuse me. The fans, well, you know what? They don't matter until a postseason time, like some people said, who will remain nameless. Matters now, doesn't it? Suddenly, those games do matter. Suddenly, the fans matter a hell of a lot more than we ever really thought y'all did. I should say they, not we, because I always know the fans matter. Y'all are what get me up. Get me hyped, get the adrenaline flowing. Absolutely. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing that finally there's an elevated level of attention being paid to the fans who show up and are in attendance and are there cheering you on. Props to LeBron James for coming out and saying, initially what he said, I ain't trying to play no games without the fans in attendance. That's who I play for. Damn right. That's what gets your juices flowing. That's what gets the adrenaline flowing. If ain't nobody there cheering you on, it's significantly harder. But guess what? Under these circumstances, try it. Not basketball, not football, but the non-contact sports, you damn right you try it. Because guess what? We need it. We need a distraction. We need that revenue being generated because that means less people are without jobs. And that's a beautiful thing. Because if we're really being honest, that's what we're worried about. Not just our health, but the devastating effect that all of this is going to have on the economy and people's quality of life. You got some people out here buying toilet paper and food. You got a whole bunch of people buying guns. That's what I've been told. You can speculate as to why that is, but it's alarming nonetheless if it's true. All of those things are things to think about. So I just want to say that. Let me get to some of these questions here. It's hard to read some of y'all. At Cfron, just can't talk about Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray's a bad brother. A brother can play. I got mad love for Jamal Murray. Averaging about 18 points per game before the virus stopped the games. Second leading scorer in the Denver Nuggets. Shoot better than 50% from the field since his 14-game absence. And the Denver Nuggets were a top 3 seed all year long before. I think they have been a top 3 seed since mid-December. These brothers have been models of consistency throughout this season. They are no joke, and to have to go through the Mile High City in order to get to where you want to go, I got to tell you something right now. I could easily see the Denver Nuggets in the conference finals. I still had the Lakers going up against the Clippers, but Denver could knock you off if you're not paying attention. They really, really could. At Ray Sean Shelton, definitely, and those sports get more viewers and more money. Yeah, no question. Somebody said SAS for president. I wouldn't go that far, but I think I could do a decent job. I wouldn't mind giving it a try. Not during this crisis, though, I'll tell you that much. I'm still trying to look because it's hard to see. How long until the Mavericks win a championship? I'll say about 3 years. Yep. What about Eagles? What about the Eagles signing? Who cares? It's all about Carson Wentz. He's healthy. They can go far. He's not. Doesn't matter. They don't have Nick Foles anymore. He's in Chicago, which, by the way, is a good pickup for Chicago. How far do I think the Heat were going to get? I think Miami had a chance to go to the Eastern Conference Finals, but I'll tell you this much. They probably would have ended up placing Milwaukee before that, and I think that would be problematic. But I got news for you. A lot of teams could potentially knock off Miami, but I will tell you this. Miami, to me, had the best shot at anybody in the Eastern Conference to knock off Milwaukee because they beat you with perimeter play. And that's Milwaukee's kryptonite. Milwaukee was too tall with too many trees in the post. Okay? But I got news for you. If you look at Miami and their perimeter shooting, that was something to pay attention to. I know a lot of people say Boston. The problem with Boston to me is their depth. By the way, God bless Marcus. Wishing him nothing but a speedy recovery. He was diagnosed with the coronavirus as well. Somebody asked me, why am I ignoring Jamel Hill? Who says I was ignoring Jamel Hill? Jamel Hill's been a colleague and friend for years. I didn't know she was reaching out to me. She has my number. Somebody asked if Skip Bayless and I are going to get back together. I got my job to do. He has his job to do. We're brothers from another mother, and we're going to be brothers for life. But he does his thing, and I do mine. We always stay in touch, and we always will because we're friends. But Max is my partner now, and that's the way it is. Do I like wrestling? Somebody asked. Forgive me because some of the print is really, really light and I can't see y'all Twitter names. So I apologize. I love wrestling, but I'm old school with the wrestling. My favorite tag team of all time was the Road Warriors. I used to love Magnum TA. All right. And the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. Hulk Hogan, I like too, but I didn't think he was as good a wrestler as them, but he was very entertaining. But I love The Rock and his intro music. Goldberg is my all-time favorite. All right. But I loved it. I mean, I used to love the Road Warriors, and I used to love the NWA more than I loved the WWF before it became the WWE, even though I love Vince McMahon. But for some reason, I like all of these guys. Like, I like Vince McMahon. I love Triple H as a person. He's great. I've interviewed him on several occasions. He's a great guy. He's always welcomed on the show. He's a great, great person. And in the UFC real fighting, I mean, I gotta tell you, I love me some Dana White. I love that brother. I really, really do. So that's really where I'm coming from. Do I see the Pelicans becoming contenders with Zion at the helm? Eventually, sure. Zion's the real deal. Make no mistake about it. As long as he can stay healthy, he's special. Jason Tatum thoughts. Everybody's been talking about Luka Doncic, who's the real deal. We talk about Trae Young, who's the real deal, and all of these guys. Jason Tatum is something special. Could you imagine if Magic Johnson had drafted him instead of Lonzo Ball? Could you imagine if somehow, some way there had been LeBron, Jason Tatum, and Anthony Davis? Oh my God. I don't even want to think about that. Somebody's asked me, how do I feel about the SAS burner account? I'm not aware of an SAS burner account. If there is one, hell, you know it ain't me, right? That's all that matters. Other people can say what they say. Yes. Stay off the weed. Duh. But only recreationally. If you're using it for medicinal purposes, I have no problem whatsoever. It's always been my position. Mad love and respect to Matt Barnes and Stephen Jones, though, for Stephen Jackson, I'm sorry, for educating me about that. Absolutely. Khabib or Tony Ferguson, I'm going with Khabib until somebody beats him. He's a monster. And I think that if you stand up straight, or some people think he's gonna stand up straight and get in some fisticuffs match with you. Khabib, Khabib Nurmagomedov, this dude is a wrestler. He's an all-around elite fighter. Period. I would like to see a healthy, non-rusty, polished, focused Conor McGregor in the octagon with him, though. I actually give Conor McGregor a whole lot of credit for how he performed against Khabib, because when they fought that time, remember, Conor had stepped away from the sport, then he went into boxing and fought for Money Mayweather, got $100 million, was living a good life, promoting his whiskey and all of this other stuff. And I'm not making any excuses because Nurmagomedov beat him fair and square, legit, but Conor lasted 4 rounds. And that second round, when Nurmagomedov was mauling him, Conor was blocking a lot of those shots and handling his business. I give credit where credit is due. I'd like to see him focus. And the fact that Conor wants him in a rematch, and that's the only fight that Dana White tells me Conor is really interested in, I love that about Conor. Remember, Nate Diaz took him out. And then what did he do? He turned around and he avenged it. Conor McGregor's the real deal. I'd like to see that rematch. I I do believe he needs to stay away from Masvidal, though. Masvidal is too big. He's too big with power punching ability, a knockout artist. Masvidal scares me. To me, he's the new Conor McGregor. Eventually, he will be. I like him, too. I've had the pleasure of meeting him and talking to him, and I like that brother Masvidal a lot. I really, really do. Somebody just said to me, come back to radio. You know what? I miss radio. I miss my show. I got a lot of things that I agreed to do, developing shows, producing shows, and stuff like that. And that's why I was willing to stay away from radio. But I didn't know this coronavirus was coming down the pike. I miss radio anyway. And I especially miss radio now that the coronavirus has taken sports away from us, because I love interacting with y'all, and radio gave me the opportunity to do that. So stay tuned. I might come at something with y'all in the very near future, just to talk with y'all. Just to talk with y'all. Stephen A is a walking meme. Yes, the hell I am. Holla! Anyway, Ric Flair's the greatest. I'll answer that for you, Stephen A. Woo! Love Ric Flair. The Nature Boy. Absolutely. But is he the greatest? I'm not sure. Joe Rogan versus Stephen A. Smith, no competition. Joe Rogan would smoke me. I'm going to always respect my colleagues. When it comes to the UFC, Joe Rogan is the man. I'm a visitor. I'm a spectator. I'm somebody that's just learning the sport and happen to love it and want to contribute to help elevating the sport. I've had mad respect for Joe Rogan for many, many years. And regardless of our disagreement about what transpired between Conor McGregor and Cowboy Cerrone, I still have profound respect for Joe Rogan. If y'all are looking for a beef, go to hell somewhere else. You ain't getting it here. He's a good man and an incredible commentator, and I wish him nothing but the best. I might disagree with him again in the future, and we might argue about that, but we're arguing about a differing opinion. Certainly, it's not going to be any character assassination or anything like that. I have nothing but profound respect for my man, Joe Rogan, Ariel Helwani, and others as well. All of those guys, Michael Bisping, all of those guys, they've all been tremendous to me, and I got mad love for all of them, and I appreciate the work that they do in elevating the profile of the UFC, because I think the UFC is a sport that is worthy of being profiled, period. By the way, I'm worried about Deontay Wilder going up against Tyson Fury in an immediate rematch. I kind of think that after what Tyson Fury did with him, he's got to go about the business getting back in that gym and getting on his boxing game. We know he's got the power, but he's got to get on his boxing game to beat a Tyson Fury, because Tyson Fury can just box, period. That's all I'm going to say. Thoughts on James Dolan? I have none. SAS love for Morocco? Of course I have it, no doubt about it. Who's the greatest WWE wrestler? Ooh, well, I'm not gonna go by that, because a lot of it is entertainment and all of that stuff. But I'll tell you, my favorite is Goldberg. He's my favorite. I just loved him. Any Skip Bayless beef? Never. It's my brother. Somebody brought up that my interview on All the Smoke with Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson was all that in the bag of chips. You damn right it was. Check it out. Is John Jones the greatest ever in the UFC? Seems that way to me. Baby Stephen A. Smith is the best. Yeah, it is kind of funny. I actually love doing that. The burner account is just a page that uses your video to make responses. It's hilarious. Okay, no problem. I have no problem with the burner account then. What else is going on here? Somebody said Tyson Fury cheated. Maybe he did. Maybe he didn't. I don't know. Let's see here. Floyd in the UFC, Floyd Money Mayweather? Never. He didn't want to get hit in boxing. How the hell are you going to fight in the UFC? You never going to get hit in the UFC. They're going to wrestle you if nothing else. Why would they box Floyd Money Mayweather in an octagon? That would be the stupidest strategy a UFC fighter ever employed. Apparently, I'm getting love from Sweden as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Will the 49ers make it back to the Super Bowl with Jimmy G? Possibly, because their defense is real and the target around him is deal. Debo Samuel's the real deal. Emmanuel Sanders can't be ignored. George Kittle is the lead as a tight end. Hell, as far as I'm concerned, they got to the Super Bowl because of everything but Jimmy G. Let's see if he's improved. Olympic thoughts? Not anything. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Let's see here. Do you think the Patriots will get Deshaun Watson or Trevor Lawrence? I wish. I doubt it. Knowledge about Liverpool winning the league? Hell no. I don't know nothing about that. Stephen A. versus Sam Darnold. Really? Please. Stephen A. is the GOAT. We'll end on that. Appreciate y'all. Nothing but love for y'all. Thank y'all for joining me. I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.